What is going on? I'm Zedmont. That is Zedmont over in that creator boost, a non-moose on YouTube just to make things super confusing. Now, we've covered all of the details about the update. Do check that arrow up there. Check the cards. Lots and lots of things in there. Many, many, many great things about the update, and then some less than great details, such as Everspark's double hack, by the way, which made me ridiculously angry. More angry than I should be, probably. But moving forwards, today's video is going to be a mixture of many things. One thing it's not going to be is a season 48 sneak peek. You're going to have to subscribe for that. Probably in the next day or so that video will be out, I assume. Anyways, we're going to jump into Mega Crab first and foremost. My attack supply chest timer has 42 minutes left. Have been getting way more of those than I typically have in the past. Wanted to give a big shout out to Essie. Essie has been throwing 7 diamonds my way multiple times. And the beautiful thing is, if you end up with a friend on your map, every time there is a the maintenance break, you can send 2 more intel their way. So Essie keeping me on their map with the new update made for huge awesomeness. Now, quick note, in my sneak peek, I suggested going with battle mode auto disable. I have switched that to be manual. I am turning on always health because trying to find bombardiers at full 3 times mode boost is fairly difficult at times. And also in my sneak peek, I was using Dr. Kevy Kavan. We are now fully switched to Bullet. With the Life Leech, Bullet is basically invincible. Like, almost impossible for Bullet to die, and I am not coming out of pause ever. That might change later on, but I'm very curious to see just how far we can go without unpausing. Now, as you can see in that right-hand corner of the screen, 309 GBE. Fast forward mode is very hard to keep up with. Trying to spend all that GBE at 3 times mode is nearly impossible, but we are going to give it our darndest try. And if you're wondering why I'm using Cryoneers, it's because on 3 times mode, I just can't keep up with all of the things. So I'm trying to get my Cryoneers to maybe slow some things down so that I can get in and on all of the things. Typically don't fail until stage 30-ish when I'm force closing. Somewhere around between 24 and 30, there's usually a stage where if you force quit, you end up losing eventually. Now, I am not intending to force quit. This new functionality is so good. I wish it could be turned on by default. Having tried to shock that hotpot, realized that my troops had already gotten there. Don't sleep on using mechs. Mechs with Life Leech are so ridiculously overpowered. They are bae, someone would maybe say years ago. I think all of that terminology is now gone, but mechs, shocking things, and life leeching so good. As you can see there, lost 2 Scorchers, not losing any mechs because mechs are shocking things and just giving so much support. So I've seen some people saying just how many Scorchers they're using. I haven't seen anyone talking about using mechs. I haven't looked all that far, so I'm sure that many of you have figured this out, if not everyone, but thought I would throw that out there just in case some of you missed that memo. As we try our darndest to keep things shocking, 3 times mode. I suggested many things to the Boom Beach dev team. Like I said, like, hey, we need to be able to skip to stage 20, maybe by spending diamonds. And I gotta say, I tip my cap to them. I don't know if I helped influence this decision to implement this or not, but their solution was way better than anything I suggested. So well done, dev team. Well done, dev team. Well done, dev team. And I know this is a new dev team. That's my understanding. Anyways, I don't have any proof or anything to back that up, but they are doing things better. So thank you for all of that. The Everspark double hack thing grinds my gears, though. They said that Everspark's double hack was a bug. the problem was it was in the game for 6 years. So at what point does it stop being a bug and start being the intended behavior? That's my issue with it. Anyways, we are going to keep throwing out critters. We're going to keep shocking things. Basically just on the lookout for shocking shock launchers. We will try to smoke some troops to the back of one of these maps. Just remember that even though you do have all of the Life Leech, you're not smoking heavies and things on 3 times mode is not the best of ideas probably. You know what, we'll go to stage 30 just to show how ridiculously fast you can fly through stages with this amazing, amazing, amazing behavior. I'm very curious to see. I assume that players that are pushing the leaderboards will stop using it around stage 40 or so when things start to get hairy. But this realistically means that using pacer accounts, I don't know if you guys remember pacer accounts or not, but for the longest time, people were using one account to get a list of all the levels and get strategies for levels, and then using their second account to get as far as they possibly could. And that kind of went out the window when people started getting to 300 stages, but this probably brings that back. Also, quick note, don't forget to spend your raw crystals. My builders are already going, so I'm just going to throw all of these towards the raw crystals. I had one person in my YouTube comments say that the raw crystal storage needs to be increased. I don't really agree, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Let's check the high scores. Yeah, stage 181 already, and we are only hours into the Mega Crab. Silly. And those are probably, like, I think that pacer accounts are coming back with this because you can just fly through stages and then go get them with your main account, and it's just gonna change the game for Mega Crab. Mega Crab was ridiculously stale there for a while. Love that changes have been made. Would still love to see grapplers come back to the Mega Crab. Would love to see Sky Shields come back to the Mega Crab. But for now, all is well in the world. And quick other note, by the way, Bombardiers do not do Life Leech. Grenadiers do not do Life Leech. Laser Rangers do not do Life Leech. Not all troops get any leeching of life. Same thing goes with Cryoneers. That's why we're losing Cryoneers left, right, and center. But flying through these stages, so good. So much fun to be had at 3 times mode. Let me know if you're still, by the way, the health markers on those critters is a little bit ridiculous. Fully support that though. Let's get back into 3 times mode. We're just going to keep throwing all of our GBE towards all of those shock launchers. Probably going to be ending up barding out some of my own troops just because I can't keep track of all of the happenings. But Bombardiers in and amongst the things, 3 times mode, making our troops die 3 times as fast, yes, but with invincible bullet out front and boats of mechs shocking things, so good. Let me know what troop combos you're using. I don't recommend anyone actually use this troop combo, by the way. Just also let me know if your troop combo is geared towards the Mega Crab or geared towards the Mega Crab at 3 times speed, because those are 2 very different things, and 3 times speed definitely changes the game. So curious to hear what you guys are doing and why you're doing it and how much success you're having, because this is silly. Bullet out front is almost invincible. Like, look how fast he is gaining his health back. I said he was invincible, but he's actually getting about as close as we've seen to Bullet dying. But let's be honest, with the amount of health that he has, with his pain tolerance reducing the amount of health that he's actually getting hit by, quickly jumping into Bullet. Make sure you understand Bullet's mechanics. See that pain tolerance? That means he's only getting 1,000 damage per hit regardless of what hits him. That is going to be huge. Also notice that he has 52,000 health for me, unboosted. So boosted, he's going to be up in the neighborhood of 65,000 health. With that Life Leech, up to 100% now. All of his damage coming back. Make sure you've got those damage statues. Quick note on resource bases. These people are just not playing along. So you see how I'm setting up my resource base? all of my outposts at shore. They are then coming in, taking the resource base, and if we have a look here, they're just changing it back. Like, what is that? Is that going to stop me? Not a hope. Now let's see what kind of statues they have. That person's got decent statues. This person has decent statues. I am not going to conquer those resource bases right now simply because of the fact that I don't need them. I'm clearing my map every hour and only what I have to do to get that supply chest. And my intel numbers are way higher than normal. On this account, for example, we are sitting at 136 intel on the week. I don't usually get nearly that much intel. And yes, we got some from the Mega Crab, of course. Let me know what your intel numbers are looking like this week. Let's fly through this silliness because it's crazy. Once you get back to regular speed troops, it is so painful. So thankfully, we can go 3 times mode through imitation game. Getting that free crystal there. Crystals make the world go round. I can't wait. I hope. And by the way, I've told the devs this. I've asked the devs this. I've begged the devs this. Please bring 3 times mode to every single attack. I want 3 times mode operation attacks. I want 3 times mode PvP attacks. 3 times mode crab attacks. 3 times mode warship attacks. That's about where I draw the line. Every other attack in this game doesn't really matter. Obviously with warships, you're competing against another human, so maybe like pre-game you and your opponent could choose. If you both voted for 3 times mode, that would be amazing. Doing warship attacks at 3 times mode would be absolutely insane. The only way, like I said, the only way I could see that working though is if you and your opponent both agreed to go on 3 times mode, because otherwise chances of winning or losing, I feel like you would lose a lot more than you would win at 3 times mode. You'd have a lot of fun, but since warships is competitive, I would love that. Let me know in the comments. Would that be something you guys would be interested in, or am I just fully gone too far? Have I jumped the shark, or whatever the heck that expression is? Let's get all of these guys out. I was very, very tempted to do a Mega Crab only video, but figured, you know what? Our Friday video, you and me, has always been all of the things boom. So we're going to do this ridiculous imitation game. I'm hoping to hear that you guys have been doing more of the events since this 3 times mode came out. The events got very, very, very stale for me. I don't care about Dr. T. I don't care about imitation game. The only reason I do it is for the intel. I am not a maxed player. I should have been maxed like a year ago, but I just don't care about upgrading things. My offense is maxed. That's enough for me. I don't know. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on if you've been attacking all of the things, or you've just been doing get your supply chest every hour, or if you think that the supply chest every hour is going to lead you to burning out. By the way, ridiculously great idea from Orion, talking about how the Mega Crab used to have like 4 out of 4 attacks or whatever it was way, way, way back when. Warships had 4 out of 4, they boosted it to 6 out of 6. What about if your supply chest could go to 6 out of 6? Would that help reduce some stress? Suggested that to the dev team as well, just to get them ruminating on it. We've just beaten all 7 stages of imitation game, really? Yeah, see, like, that speed up mode, so good. Let's do a quick swap here, see if I can get an operation attack. We've got 4 hits to finish Green Court, no problems there. I will switch between a few attacks, a few accounts, see if we can't find an op hit or 4. Okay, we are going to attack the base that is mispronounced more than any other base in Boom Beach. I call it Machina, but I know it's Machina or something along those lines. This is listed in the notes as being an intel dump, as if this is a hard base. This is one of the easiest bases to attack in Boom Beach once you figure it out. This is a 1 shock base. I know it looks like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 shocks at least. This is a 1 shock base. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. First, we're going to do a bit of drawing just to make it very obvious. So we're going to do one artillery here. We're going to do one barrage here to clear all those mines, one barrage here to clear all these mines, then one artillery back here. That one artillery, probably not required, but I'm overly cautious. That is why I throw the artillery back there. And then we're going to walk our troops. Let's draw our troops in blue just to change color. You know what? Green's even better. We're going to walk our troops all the way through here. And the last smoke, very last smoke is centered on the very edge of that shock launcher. That is going to get you absolutely perfect. Everything else is fairly straightforward, but that last smoke has to be centered on the shock launcher. That is very key. Now, probably could do this unboosted, but the fact remains that I can't farm any gunboat energy on that right-hand side because of this rocket launcher right here. So I'm going to go ahead and boost. Let's boost one statue here, and let's boost 2 GBE statues just in case. Now, I've said this is easy. I'm probably going to screw it up now. I will move that intel dump over to strategize, which is a better base to dump intel on. Now, I drop my barrage on that back corner of that middle rocket launcher. That should get all of the relevant mines, assuming my gunboat captain has been paying attention. Of course it didn't. Then we are going to drop one on the top corner of this rocket launcher. Again, that should get all of the relevant mines. Chances are it's not. Actually, you know what? He actually did a decent job. Then that next artillery there. And we are going to use a 3 smoke drop. Yes, 3, not 2. Typically, I would drop 1 boat on that right, so I didn't have to use a 3rd smoke. Where I drop my first smoke is just outside this line right there. That gets you all of your troops underneath there. I've got this stupid green bar turned on. Did not want that. And then my final smoke over into here. And then bit by stinking little bit, we're going to flare onto that sniper tower. That sniper tower is super key as Bullet clears the mines. Now, this smoke needs to be a little bit right of center, and then this smoke, last possible second, like I said, centered on that shock launcher. Now we're just going to hit the taunt button, let all of our troops get into position, and now the flare onto that machine gun is super important. Then the flare onto that core. Oh shoot, that's not a flare, no! No, that was supposed to be a shock on that bottom stuff. That was an absolute nightmare. Just utterly and completely screwed that up. So all you need to know is do throw a shock down on that shock launcher and all things will go well. You only need 1 shock. It is on that 3 rocket launchers and that shock launcher. Bullet will taunt all of those rocket launchers and the machine gun and the shock launcher. Your troops will hide in behind. I would love to have a second hit on that, but massive screw up on my part. I guess we're going to leave the intel dump right there. At least the mines are clear. That is the attack in a nutshell. I just threw a flare instead of a shock and absolutely screwed that up. Okay, let's try to put that ridiculous fail behind us. Do I have enough powder? No, I don't. So this account has lots of damage statues, as you can see. So we are just going to boost GBE, hoping that I've got enough to boost all of the GBEs. We'll find out here in a second. Probably do. Generally, I tend to have 7 powder because that's how things go. Apparently, last time I boosted 3 though, so don't have 7, down to 1 left. So powder poor. I got to admit though, coming on every hour to get that supply chest has made me increase my sculptor's output. Just need to get onto that sculptor a little bit more. I wish there were like reminders you could set or like an auto sculptor queue you could put in place or something along those lines. Speaking of intel, gonna quickly drop all of these supply chests. That is one of the things about playing more than one account. Those NPCs, the ability to destroy them has been super helpful. I generally suck at intel because I'm playing more than one account. But these things do happen. And by the way, as far as what I choose in those supply chests and operation chests, it's all diamonds all the time still. We're going to go like this. I'm going to jump into Minotaur. We are going to put up the black sail or whatever that whatever Theseus did, or with whatever that guy's name is with the labyrinth or whatever you read in school. I don't know. I'm babbling at this point. On this one barrage gets all of these relevant mines as well. On the top of that mine gets all of the mines. Then we just need to throw one artillery to get the final mine. Our gunboat captain finally being a bro, playing along. Is your gunboat captain a male or female? Anyways, doesn't matter. I was going to say calling him bro, and I guess people call girls bro too. Come on, buddies, let's go. We are going to get rid of that mortar. Getting rid of that mortar is going to give us a bit extra gunboat energy. Also, it's going to save us one flare. Don't need to do the typewriter landing. For those of you who know what that is, typewriter landing, you start dropping your troops about here, you flare over to here, then you flare all the way back. It gets you underneath that mortar, but we don't care about getting underneath that mortar because our bombardiers are going to clear it. I realize that not many of you like to use a boat of bombardiers, but I preach this so much. There is so much free gunboat energy on the shore of every single operation base. At least 90% of the time, every single base has it. Talking in silly comments. Forgot to turn off these ridiculous green bars. I don't like these green bars. But we are going to do our darndest to not fail 2 operation attacks in a row. I haven't failed 2 operation attacks in a row since 1974, so we are going to try to keep that streak alive. And now we are going to flare right to there, absolutely ignoring that mortar. Don't care about the mortar. All we really care about is those shock launchers so that they don't wreck this attack. Little gaps are okay. Big gaps are not okay. So that is why we don't care about those shock launchers. They won't fire on us, but rocket launchers, we need to avoid the gaps. Now, I probably could get there in 2 smokes, but we're going to use 3 just to be super cautious. We have the delay. That is good. If you don't know what the delay is, please hit me up in the comments. It is required reading for Boom Beach. We're going to flare there. We're going to shock here and here and here and here and there. A little bit lucky. Probably could have gotten away with an extra shock. Is Bullet Brick alive? Yeah, we're just not doing super well. Come on, dudes. With that delay, we might get this down. Probably should have used that final powder on damage. Yeah, that's just poor thinking on my part. Double trombone. We had 1 powder left, did not boost that damage, but look, there's 17 attacks. This op is going down. We're yelling timber. Oh, just so cringy, my friends. Quick note, of course, that this trader right here, there are options to re-roll those trades. I don't recommend doing it. The trades generally suck. There's been a couple new trades added, but most of them suck. So I do not recommend spending diamonds on re-rolling that trader. Obviously, it's up to you, but I personally wouldn't bother doing that. Next up on the list, this task force is Kindergarten 9. You should come join us. I know it's 50 out of 50 right now, but let's just see if we can't kick somebody out of here. Nomad Island, those intel numbers, True Gamer, when did you guys join? Let's have a quick look. That is not acceptable numbers. Let's see here. Nomad Island has been warned in the past. I know that for certain. Where are you, Nomad? Probably should consider pausing here. Yeah, Nomad's been here for a long time. They know better. True Gamer, 5 intel in how many days we talking about? True Gamer, yep, that's not enough playing. 1 day, 14 hours, no chat from it, True Gamer, and did they do an operation attack? Let's just double check that, shall we? As we kick Nomad Island, come join. If you're thinking that I am this terrible tyrant that kicks people out of task forces when I shouldn't, just know that that is how a 50-member task force needs to be run. Attacks missed 1. Okay, you had your shot. You blew it. You did not shoot your shot. Goodbye to you. 2 spots. Come join us. 50-member task forces. If you're not kicking people out, then you end up stuck with people who are just parked there hanging out doing nothing. We are going to jump in, try to do an operation attack. Centaur is usually a good one for a low level. In this case, it definitely is. I'll show you my strategy for that. We need to get rid of our heavies and pick up some Zukas. Sorry, brain not working well this morning. We're going to go in on this side. I love Centaur as a low level because you can do silly little useful things. We're going to go like this. We're going to get 1 boat of Zukas all the way underneath that smoke. Then we're going to send them right to there, smoking in gaps past the mortar. Don't gap smoke next to machine guns. Bad things will happen. And then we're going to get 1 smoke about there and 1 smoke into our final destination. Hoping that all of those Zukas are out of range of the machine guns and the mortars. And we should be able to get, you know what, let's throw 1 artillery about here just to try to save some of our Zukas. Definitely didn't flare where I meant to. But had we have flared to about here, probably would have done a little bit better getting all of our Zukas. We're just going to leave that Zuka on that left-hand side. It is going to get those shield gens down. Now the important detail, don't drop your troops yet. If you drop your troops right now, they're all going to walk to the left. Bad things are going to happen, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So we're going to wait for that Zuka to get those shield gens down. It's going to be a while. I probably should pause at this point and come back when it's down. But the next option is to drop our troops on this right-hand side once that flare has expired. Wish I had a couple more Zukas left. Didn't quite flare in the right spot as you saw, but next up, we can go over here now that that flare is gone and open up access to these shield gens. Typically, there are not critter launchers over there, which is going to make this way more difficult than if there were no critter launchers. We're just going to throw 1 smoke about there, getting our troops underneath. And again, like I said a second ago, oh shoot, we don't have any shocks, so this is going to get even worse. No shocks means those critter launchers are just going to absolutely destroy us. Needed 1 shock, wasted the GBE on bricks, battle orders. At least we got rid of the boom cannon though. I'm going to call this 0 for 3 on operation attacks. I can't remember the last time that happened. That Zuka on that left-hand side is going to continue to get those shield gens. We've gotten rid of at least the boom cannon and the mines and 1 critter launcher. But look at these guys. They are on the hunt, and you know exactly where they're going, and they're not clearing mines anymore. That bug or feature has been fixed. So down goes that Zuka before she gets the shield gen down. Battle over. But the beautiful thing about being in Kindergarten 9 is that we've got 50 players, and as you can see here, dead end. Oh, we failed 29 attacks. That is poor. I will be hunting for more people to kick. One good thing about a 50-member task force as well, during Mega Crab, bump your operation up. If your win log looks like this, bump up to a higher level op, expose those players that aren't attacking because some players are getting intel. Kindergarten 9, the only rule is you have to do 2 of 3 things. You have to chat, you have to get intel, and you have to attack operations. That is what keeps a good, healthy task force going. There are a number of players that are just getting intel, not chatting, not doing operation attacks. So those are when the tough things come out, when you warn players and say, dudes, I need you to attack ops or chat, or you're going to have to get the old hefty DAS boot. We will send our submarine diving. We're not going as deep as the Titanic. That is a tragic tale. I can't wrap my mind around that detail, but that is going to be it for us. 3 poor operation attacks, very fun Mega Crab attacks, and very fast, easy resources from Imitation Game. So as always, thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing. Don't forget to hit me up in the comments. I have many useful details about Boom Beach that are only in my brain, ask away. I shall see you soon. Same Zed time, same Zed channel. Liking, sharing, subscribing. Talk to you soon. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace.